So now all the children, they can come up with us. Thank you. The children want to stay and listen to the Dharma talk. They don't know that the Dharma talk may be very boring.
小朋友想留喺度聽佛法講座，但係可能佢哋唔知道呢個講座可能會好悶。
Are you sure you want to stay?
你哋係咪真係想留喺度啊
Sure. Okay. Good luck.
祝你好運。
The bell master today is Brother Papke, true source of Dharma.
今日為我哋請鐘嘅係法溪法師。
Okay, is a French monk, so you can talk French with him.
法溪法師係一位法國籍嘅法師，你可以同佢講法文。
Good morning, dear friends. Today is November the 7th, in the year 2010, and we are in Vukaisha Youth Village with our retreat. Happiness is here and now, and this is the 4th day of our retreat.
大家好，今日係2010年11月7號，我哋喺烏溪沙青年度假村。我哋禪修營嘅主題係幸福是此時此地，今日係第4日。
The Buddha spoke about a kind of wisdom that is called the wisdom of non-discrimination.
佛陀提及一種智慧，無分別智。
And if we have that wisdom of non-discrimination, we don't suffer anymore.
如果我哋有無分別智嘅話，我哋唔會再受苦。
And that wisdom of non-discrimination can be obtained by the practice of meditation, meaning looking deeply.
我哋可以通過禪修深入觀察，去得到無分別智。
When I look into my right hand, I know that my right hand has the wisdom of non-discrimination.
當我望住我嘅右手，我知道我嘅右手有無分別智。
Because I know she has never discriminated against the left hand.
因為我知道佢從來都冇歧視我嘅左手。
And my left hand also has that wisdom of non-discrimination. That is why she has never fought with my right hand.
我嘅左手亦都係從來都冇歧視我嘅右手，因此佢哋兩個從來都唔會打交。
My right hand is my right hand. My left hand is my left hand. There are two different hands, and yet they are able to live in harmony and happiness always.
我嘅右手係右手，左手係左手，但係兩隻手佢哋無時無刻都可以好和諧同埋快樂咁樣一齊生活。
If you ask how two hands can live happily in harmony together, I will say that because both of my hands, they have the wisdom of non-discrimination.
如果你問我點解兩隻手可以經常都和諧幸福咁樣一齊生活，我會答：因為佢哋有無分別智。
My right hand has helped me to write down all my poems.
我嘅右手幫我寫下所有嘅詩
except one.
除咗一首。
That day I did not have a pen.
嗰日我冇筆，
So I used a typewriter.
所以我用打字機。
And my left hand helped my right hand.
我嘅左手幫我嘅右手。
That is the only poem I wrote with my two hands, and I still remember the title of that poem, The Little Buffalo Running After, Chasing After the Sun.
嗰首係唯一我用兩隻手一齊寫嘅詩，我仲記得嗰首詩嘅題目係一隻小嘅水牛追住個太陽。
My right hand wrote down hundreds of poems, but she never looked down on my left hand.
我嘅右手寫咗幾百首詩，但係我嘅右手從來都冇睇低我嘅左手。
She can do many other things like inviting the bell to sound or practicing calligraphy.
我嘅右手仲可以做好多其他嘅事，譬如請鐘或者寫書法。
But she is not caught by the complex of superiority.
但係佢從來都冇任何優越感。
She never told my left hand, you don't seem to be very useful.
佢從來都唔會同我嘅左手講：左手，你好似冇乜用喎。
I wrote down all the poems of Thay. I did all the calligraphy. You did not seem to be doing anything.
右手佢唔會講：我寫咗師傅所有嘅詩。左手，你好似冇乜做過嘢喎。
And my left hand does not have any complex of inferiority.
我嘅左手冇任何自卑感。
She does not suffer at all.
佢一啲都唔覺得受苦。
One day, I was trying to hang a picture, and my left hand holding a nail, my right hand holding a hammer.
有一日，我想掛一幅畫，我嘅左手拎住一口釘，我嘅右手拎住個錘。
That day, I was not very clever. Instead of pounding on the nail, I pound on the fingers.
嗰一日我唔係太聰明，我將個錘冇揼到落口釘度，反而係揼到我嘅手指。
Right away, my right hand put down the hammer and took very good care of my left hand, as if she took care of herself.
即刻我嘅右手放低錘，照顧我嘅左手，就好似照顧自己一樣。
Because she feels that the suffering of the left hand is her own suffering.
因為佢覺得左手所受嘅痛苦，就即係佢自己嘅痛苦。
And take care of the left hand is take care of herself.
照顧左手即係照顧自己。
My left hand did not get angry.
我嘅左手冇嬲到。
She didn't want to punish the right hand.
佢冇想要懲罰右手。
She did not say, right hand, you have done me harm. You have made me suffer.
佢冇同右手講：你傷害我，你令我好痛苦。
I want justice.
我要公平。
Give me the hammer.
俾個錘我。
My left hand did not think of such a thing.
我嘅左手冇咁樣諗。
So there is no complex whatsoever in my two hands, including the complex of equality.
我兩隻手冇任何優越感、自卑感或者係同等感。
So the wisdom of non-discrimination is there. That is why my two hands can live happily and in harmony with each other always.
因為有無分別智，所以我嘅兩隻手可以時刻都好和諧同埋快樂咁樣一齊生活。
If you are a Buddhist practitioner, your practice is to learn how to look at things and with the spirit of non-discrimination. 如果你係一個佛法修習者，你所要做嘅係用無分別智去觀察一切事物。In the first Dhamma talk, we already talked about the relationship between suffering and happiness. 喺第一場嘅佛法開始，我哋講過苦同樂嘅關係。And we know that we don't have to remove all suffering in order to have happiness. 我哋知道，我哋唔需要移去所有嘅痛苦，然後先至會有幸福。It's wonderful to know that it is possible to be happy, even some suffering is still there. 我哋知道，儘管有少少嘅痛苦，我哋依然可以感到幸福快樂。我哋咁樣，我哋知道係非常之美妙嘅。There is a deep connection between suffering and happiness, and if you don't know how to handle suffering, it's not possible for you to have happiness. 苦同樂有好大嘅關係，我哋一定要知道點樣去處理痛苦，然之後先至會可以有幸福。Happiness must be found in suffering itself. 幸福可以喺痛苦之中揾到。When you look at the lotus flower, you know that without the mud, the lotus cannot grow.
如果你睇到蓮花嘅話，你會知道，如果冇泥嘅話，係唔可以生長到蓮花。
It's foolish to think that you have to take all the mud away in order to have the lotus.
如果以為你要將所有泥都拎走，然之後先至可以種蓮花，呢個想法係好愚蠢嘅。
Because all of us know that without the mud, lotus flowers are impossible.
因為我哋所有人都知道，如果冇泥嘅話，係唔會有蓮花。
So when you look into the lotus, you see the mud, and when you look into the mud, you can see the lotus.
因此，如果你望住蓮花嘅話，你會見到泥；如果你望住泥嘅話，你可以見到蓮花。
You know that the mud is essential for the blooming of the lotus.
我哋知道蓮花嘅盛開係必須要有泥。
And that is why you do not discriminate against the mud anymore.
因此，我哋唔會再去歧視泥。
So in every one of us, there is suffering representing the mud, and there is some happiness representing lotus flowers.
喺我哋每一個人心中，我哋嘅痛苦代表咗污泥，我哋嘅幸福快樂代表咗蓮花。
And we don't have to ban all the suffering in order to keep happiness alone. That is impossible.
我哋唔需要移除所有嘅痛苦而去得到蓮花，咁樣係唔可能嘅。
Looking into happiness, you see non-happiness elements.
我哋深入咁觀察幸福快樂，我哋會見到當中存在不快樂嘅事。
It's like when you look into this flower, you see non-flower elements.
就好似你望住呢朵花，你會見到非花嘅元素。
When I look deeply into this flower, I see a cloud.
當我深入觀察呢一朵花，我見到雲。
I know that without clouds, there will be no rain, and no flower can grow.
我知道如果冇雲嘅話，唔會有雨水；如果冇雨水，冇任何花朵可以生長。
So when I touch the flower, I touch the cloud in her.
當我去接觸到呢朵花嘅時候，我接觸到喺花入邊嘅雲。
And cloud is not flower. Cloud is a non-flower element.
雲並唔係花，雲係一個非花嘅元素。
And without that non-cloud and non-flower element named cloud, a flower cannot be there.
如果冇雲呢一個非花元素，花唔可能存在。
When you look deeply into the flower, you also see the sunshine.
如果你深入咁樣去睇呢一朵花，你亦都會見到太陽。
We know that without the sunshine, no flower can grow.
我哋知道，如果冇太陽嘅話，冇任何花可以成長。
So when you touch the flower, you touch the sunshine.
當我哋去接觸呢朵花嘅時候，我哋接觸到太陽。
And sunshine is a non-flower element.
太陽係非花元素。
And if we continue to look, we see many other non-flower elements in the flower.
如果我哋繼續去觀察呢一朵花，我哋會見到好多其他非花嘅元素。
And without these non-flower elements, a flower cannot be possible.
如果缺乏呢啲非花嘅元素，就唔可能會有呢一朵花。
So we can say that a flower is made only of non-flower elements.
所以我哋可以話呢一朵花其實只係由非花嘅元素造成。
You are a flower in the garden of humanity.
你係人民花園入邊嘅一朵花。
You are made of non-you elements.
你係由非你嘅元素造成。
You are made of father, mother, ancestors, food, education.
你係由爸爸媽媽、祖先、教育等等造成。
if you remove all these non-you elements, there is no you left.
如果你移走所有呢啲非你嘅元素，就再唔會有你。
So, when you look into the lotus, you see the mud. You know that the mud is essential for the lotus to be. So you have no longer any feeling of discrimination against the mud.
如果你望住一朵蓮花，你會見到呢朵蓮花係嚟自污泥，因此你對污泥再唔會存有任何歧視。
And this insight, that wisdom is so crucial for us to be happy.
呢一種智慧對於我哋嘅幸福快樂係必須嘅。
Because if you see things in dualistic way, there will be always discrimination, separation, anger, fear, violence.
因為如果我哋用二元嘅思想去睇事物嘅話，我哋永遠都會有歧視、恐懼、暴力、憤怒等等。
To help you understand, I will use this marker. When I hold a marker like this, we can distinguish the left and the right.
我會用呢支筆去幫助你哋了解。當我拎住呢支筆嘅時候，你會見到有左邊同埋右邊。
The left is there because the right is there.
左邊喺度係因為有右邊嘅存在。
If you remove the right, the left can no longer be there.
如果你移走右邊，再唔會有左邊。
So the left should not discriminate against the right.
因此左邊唔應該去歧視右邊。
If politically you are on the left, don't wish for the right to disappear altogether.
如果喺政治上你係屬於左派，唔好諗住要移去右派。
If the right disappear, you disappear also.
如果右派係唔再存在，你亦都唔會再存在。
The Buddha say something very simple but very deep. He say, "This is because that is."
佛陀講得非常之簡單，此有故彼有。
It's very simple, but very scientific, very deep.
非常之簡單，但係非常之科學同埋深刻。
This is because that is. This is not because that is not.
若此有，則彼有。若此無，則彼無。
When we practice looking deeply, when we practice meditation, we discover the nature of non-duality in everything.
當我哋深入咁樣觀察，當我哋收集禪修嘅時候，我哋會發覺其實所有事物都係非二元嘅。
Like when we look into the sun, if we look deeply into the person of the sun, we can see the Father.
因此，如果我哋觀察一個兒子嘅話，我哋會喺兒子之中見到佢嘅父親。
In fact, that the Father has transmitted himself to his Son.
呢位爸爸將佢自己傳承咗俾佢嘅兒子。
And the Father is fully present in every cell of the Son.
爸爸存在喺兒子之中嘅每一個細胞之內。
So wherever the Son goes, he brings his Father along.
因此，無論兒子去到邊度，其實佢都係帶住佢嘅父親。
Not only he brings his Father along, but he brings his mother, his ancestors along.
佢唔單止係帶住佢嘅爸爸，其實亦都係帶住佢嘅媽媽同埋所有嘅祖先。
Suppose a young man get angry at his father, and he say, "That person, I don't want to have anything to do with him."
假如呢一個兒子對佢爸爸感到憤怒，佢會想同爸爸講：我唔想同呢個人再有任何關係。
I have known young people who say that when they get angry at their father, they say, "I don't want to have anything to do with him."
我認識一啲年青人，當佢哋對爸爸感到憤怒嘅時候，佢哋會話：我唔想同嗰個人有任何關係。
That is nonsense, because you are the continuation of your father. You are your father. You cannot remove your father from yourself.
呢個係無理嘅，因為其實你就係你嘅爸爸，你唔可以將你嘅爸爸從你身上移走。
And that is why when you look deeply into the Son, you see the Father. And if you look deeply into the Father, you see the Son. Son and Father inter-are.
因此，如果你深入觀察兒子嘅話，你會見到爸爸；如果你深入觀察爸爸嘅話，你會見到兒子、父子相積。
And left and right also inter-are.
左同右亦都係相積。
Flower and non-flower elements, they inter-are.
花同非花元素相積。
Muslims and Christians, they inter-are.
回教徒同基督教徒相積。
Theravada and Mahayana inter-are.
大乘小乘相積。
You look into one and you see the other.
當你睇到一邊嘅時候，你會見到另一邊。
When I first ordained as a novice monk, my teacher taught me how to bow to a Buddha.
當我啱啱出家成為一位沙彌嘅時候，我嘅師父教導我向佛陀行禮。
Before I bow to the Buddha, I have to meditate. I have to visualize, and I have to read a verse.
當我向佛陀行禮之前，我要觀想同埋讀一首短詩。
The verse goes like this: the one who bows and the one who is bowed to, both of them by nature are empty.
呢一首短詩係禮者受禮者本性皆空寂。
And that is why the encounter, the communication can be very deep.
因此，兩者之間嘅溝通可以係非常之深刻嘅。
It means that before you bow to the Buddha, you look into the Buddha and you say, "Dear Buddha, I am empty of a separate self, and you are also empty of a separate self. You are in me, I am in you, I bow to you, it means I bow to you."
道灌溉因而顯現。
The fourth step is that if a good seed manifests up here, try your best to keep it up here as long as possible.
第四個範疇係當美好嘅種子顯現嘅時候，我哋希望讓呢一啲種子停留得越耐越好。
If the mental formation of joy, loving kindness, forgiveness is up there, you feel light, you feel happy, and as a practitioner, you do everything in order to keep it up there for your own happiness and for the happiness of people around you.
當慈愛、喜悅等等嘅種子示現嘅時候，我哋會覺得好輕鬆同埋快樂。我哋可以做一啲行為，做一啲收集，去令呢一啲種子繼續顯現，令到我哋幸福快樂，亦都令到我哋身邊嘅人幸福。
When you see the other person is caught in a mental formation that is not joyful, happy, and she does not know how to change the CD, you might like to come and help him or her.
當你見到一個人，佢被困於一啲不善嘅心行，令佢覺得痛苦嘅時候，佢唔識得轉換 CD。你見到咁樣嘅時候，你可以去幫佢。
With some skillfulness, you can help that person to change her CD very quickly.
你可以善巧咁樣去幫佢好快轉換 CD。
And in this practice, we say that meditation is really an art. If you are skillful, you can succeed in producing happiness, well-being for you and for the other person.
喺呢個修習入邊，其實禪修就好似藝術一樣。如果我哋善巧咁樣去做，可以為自己同埋身邊嘅人帶嚟幸福快樂。
The 5 mindfulness trainings, there is a new version, reflect the spirit of non-discrimination, non-duality.
5項正念修習係我哋重新撰寫嘅，呢5項正念修習反映咗非二元、無分別等等。
And they reflect truly the teaching of the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path.
亦都表達咗四聖諦八正道。
It took more than a year for the four Sangha to prepare that version through many retreats, meditation sessions, and Dharma discussion.
我哋用咗多過1年嘅時間，係由4眾僧團深入咁樣去觀察、分享、討論，然後先至寫到呢個新嘅版本嘅5項正念修習。
All the 5 mindfulness trainings are based on the ground of the wisdom of non-discrimination that will prevent division, hate, anger, violence to take place.
所有呢5項正念修習都係建基於無分別智，避免咗憤怒、絕望、歧視等等嘅生起。
And we can consider this new version of the 5 precepts as the Buddhist vision for a global ethic.
我哋可以將呢5項正念修習視為佛教全球道德嘅睇法。
If we make the determination to go on that path, we are surely to be able to generate the energy of compassion, forgiveness, love, true happiness, and help reduce the suffering in society and save our planet.
如果我哋決定咗向住呢一個方向行嘅話，肯定我哋可以培養到愛、慈悲、喜悅、幸福，避免地球、避免呢一個環境受到破壞。
And we may very well share this new version of the 5 mindfulness trainings to people who belong to other faiths and invite them to do the same, using the best in their tradition and propose something in the line of non-discrimination, compassion and understanding.
我哋可以同其他信仰嘅朋友分享呢5項正念修習，鼓勵佢哋喺佢哋嘅傳承之中，建立同樣嘅修習。
The 5 mindfulness trainings represent a path of understanding, love, non-discrimination, and it's wonderful to feel that you are on a path like that.
5項正念修習代表咗慈悲、真愛、喜悅嘅道路。如果我哋係走在呢一條道上，我哋會覺得非常之喜悅。
With the practice of the 5 trainings, we are able to generate love, understanding, and equanimity at every moment of our daily life. 當我哋修習呢5項正念修習嘅時候，喺生活中嘅每一刻，我哋都可以培養到慈悲喜悅。In Buddhism, we speak about retribution.
喺佛教，我哋有提到業報。
Retribution of action. When we look at an orange tree, we notice that the orange tree is capable of making orange leaves, orange blossoms, and oranges.
當我哋觀察一棵橙樹嘅時候，我哋會知道橙樹佢會生出葉、花同埋橙。
And we human beings, we are a kind of tree because we can also produce beautiful things like leaves, blossoms, and fruit.
我哋人類亦都係好似樹一樣，因為我哋都係會可以生長出花、葉等等。
With our thinking, we produce thought. Without speaking, we produce speech, and without body, we produce action, and that is what we can offer to the world, like the orange tree offering leaves, flowers, and fruits.
我哋嘅思想會製造意業，我哋嘅説話係口業，我哋嘅身體嘅行動係身業。我哋通過身口意三業，會好似橙樹一樣，能夠生出葉、花、橙等等。
And our thought, our speech, and our action are the real continuation of us in the future.
我哋嘅身口意係我哋未來嘅延續。
When you produce a thought, when you say something, when you do something, that something is going to last for a long time.
當我哋諗一啲嘢、講一啲嘢或者做一啲嘢嘅時候，佢哋係會長久。
They
存
produce
在，
they produce a chain reaction.
帶嚟一連串嘅反應。